Okay. For this story, we're going to call it the power of friendship. Okay. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a bird, a hawk, a male hawk. Let's call him John. Then there was a female hawk. Let's call her Mary. Now John wanted to marry Mary. Okay, now that sounds funny. John wanted to marry Mary. But Mary's a smart hawk. She's a smart girl. So she says, before you marry me, I have to interview you. He says, okay, about what? Mary says, well, do you have any skills? He's like, I'm a bird. It's like, well, do you have skills? He's like, well, why are you asking me that? She's like, well, if you're gonna marry me, you gotta protect the family. Do you know how to find food? Yes, I know how to find food. Well, can you protect the family? Maybe not. If you don't know how to protect the family, I won't marry you. He's like, but I want to marry you. Then what do I do? She's like, well, you have to go find friends. He's like, how do you find friends? Then she says, well, this is what we're gonna do. There's a big bird, osprey. It's called an osprey. It's a big bird. Go make friends with him. And he says, see, the male bird was not very smart. So he said to his wife, I don't know how to make friends. She said, say this. So he went to see the osprey. He says, Mr. Osprey, he's a big bird. Mr. Osprey, will you be my friend? And the osprey's like, I'm big, you're small. Why do I want to be your friend? And the bird said, like the wife taught him, well, sometimes big birds need little friends. There are some things that big ones can do that the little ones can't do. There's sometimes things that the little ones can do that the big ones can't. Not everyone can do everything. By having friends, they can help cover your blind spots. Will you please be my friend? Mr. Osprey thought about it and says, okay, I'll be your friend. We're homies now. So he went back to his wife, his prospective wife, and says, Mary, I got one friend. Can we get married? She's like, nope, you need more friends. Well, where do I go now? She says, well, there's a lion who lives on the north coast. Go make friends with him. Okay, so he flew to Mr. Lion. And he said to Mr. Lion, he was far away, Mr. Lion, will you be my friend? I need a friend so I can get married. He's not very smart. And the lion says, why do I want to be your friend? I am the most powerful animal out of all the animals. You're just a small bird. What can you do for me? And he answered him just like his wife said. Mr. Lion, you are strong, but no one person can do everything. We all need help sometimes. Maybe help with little things or help with things that you can't do. For example, I can fly. You're on the ground. I can fly and look for things for you. There's ways to be helpful. Don't overlook me, please. And the lion thought about it. Okay, we can be friends. So the bird was happy. John got 2 homies. So John flew back to his prospective wife and said, wife, I have 2 homies. Can we get married now? She's like, no, that's not enough. Let's get one more friend. Who? It's like, well, there's an old turtle who's nearby. So he flew to the turtle and said to the turtle, Mr. Turtle, can you be my friend? And the turtle says, I don't think so. It doesn't make sense. I'm on the land and I'm in the water and you're in the air. We don't even live in the same place. How would we be friends? And the bird answered him just like his wife taught him and said, exactly for that reason, Mr. Turtle. You are strong in the water. You are strong on land. I am strong in the air. Together we cover everything. Why not share our skills? Why not work together? And the turtle's like, good idea. Okay, let's be friends. So now he got friends. He went back to his girl and said, hey, you want to get married? She's like, you got some friends? Yes. Did you sign the contracts? Yes, I got 3 contracts. Okay, so we'll get married. They got married. And they had 2 little cute birds. And they lived at the top of a big, big tree. Fast forward a little bit. 3 hunters named Matthew, Achita, and Aaron. These are hunters. They kill animals for a living, which is not good, right? That breaks. Which precept does that break? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which precept does it break? 1. What is the word for it? Do you remember? Panatipata. Remember? Vedapmani. Yes, exactly. So these three hunters named Matthew, Achita, and Aaron were at the bottom of the tree. They had just went fishing and they were trying to get some food, but they only found one fish. So they were very hungry. So they cooked the fish. They light a fire and they tried to cook the fish. Now when they light the fire, the smoke went all the way to the top of the tree where guess what? The family of hawks were sitting. Now the wife and the husband were like, oh no, there's smoke. What's gonna happen is the smoke's gonna get in the nose of the little babies and they're gonna scream and cry because babies will cry, right? And then the hunters will know we're here and they're gonna get us. And so they said, what do we do? What do we do? Well, the birds didn't know what to do. So it says, go ask your friend, Mr. Big Bird, the osprey. And so the male bird flew to the friend and said, my friend, Mr. Osprey, you gotta help us. There's hunters named Matthew, Achita, and Aaron at the bottom of the tree, and they're lighting a fire, and the smoke is getting higher and higher, and it's gonna get our babies, and they're gonna cry, and they're gonna climb up the tree and kill us all. What do we do? And the osprey says, I'll help you. As a promise of our friendship contract, I will help you. So Mr. Osprey, he's a big bird, right? So he flew into the water, got himself super wet, and then flew to the fire. And he started slapping all the water into the fire. And then the fire went down to 30%. The hunters, named Matthew, Achita, and Aaron, were like, what? So they ran out and got more sticks and made the fire bigger. Well, the osprey flew back to the water, got more water, came back and splashed more water on the fire, back down to 30%. Aaron said, no way. Aaron got a bunch of sticks and burned more fire. And they kept doing this 5 times. On the 5th time, the osprey flew in, put the fire down to 30%, flew to the top and lay down. I was like, I'm tired. I'm so tired. I can't do this anymore. I can't fly anymore. And the hawk was like, thank you, but Matthew is making a bigger fire. What are we gonna do? The smoke is coming up again. And the wife was scared, everybody was scared. And the big osprey, he can't help anymore. He's like passed out in the tree. And now guess what? He's gonna die too. And so they went to call Mr. Turtle. So the bird went to say, Mr. Turtle, come help us, come help us. The turtle says, I'll help you. So the turtle swam in the water and got to the edge. So he got up and he was like, Achita, Aaron, Matthew, boo. And they saw him and they were like, oh, let's eat a turtle. And the turtle turned around and started running back to the water. The 3 boys grabbed a rope, tied it around the turtle and tried to pull the turtle back. But the turtle was really, really strong and kept pulling and pulling and pushing and pushing, went into the water and finally got free. Matthew, Achita, and Aaron were so mad that they went back to the fire and says, the fire went out. So they had to make a new fire. And so they started making a new fire. Now the osprey is tired, the turtle is tired, the hawks are tired. What do we do? Fire. So they went to ask for the last friend. So the bird flew to the lion and said, Mr. Lion, please help us, please help us. Mr. Osprey is in trouble, the turtle's in trouble, my wife is in trouble, my babies are in trouble, I'm in trouble. Please come and help us. And the lion says, I will honor our friendship contract. So the lion ran to the tree, just as the hunters were climbing up almost to the part where they could grab the babies already. And they look down and they hear something, a lion's roar. And they're like, should we kill these animals for food or should we run away from the lion? What should we do? What would you do? Would you kill the food or would you run away from the lion? Run away from the lion. So they came down and they ran away. And after that, they were gone. All the animals came down and they had a little dancing, so they all started dancing. They had a little dancing celebration. And the husband was like, wow, we're so lucky, we're so lucky. And the lion says, no, this is not about luck. This is about the power of relationships and the power of friendship. Because you made friends, because you have friends, and because you respect the relationship, when you have trouble or when you have need, your friends can come help you. But people who don't make friends, People who don't respect friendships, when you need help, there won't be any friends. All of us in this world, we live in a big world. But when you're alone and lonely, it's a small world. When you have friends, when you have family, when you have teachers, when you have Kalyana Mitta, which means Dhamma friends, when you have these people, they can support you in your time of need. And you know what? That's what we do here at this temple. Whenever people have problems, like someone dies in your family, or you need help with something, people come to the temple and either the monks help them, the nuns help them, sometimes you guys help them. And this is the community. A temple is a place where people come to make friends and ask for help and share help with each other. That's why this temple is so important to the community. And this is the whole story of the power of friendship. Sadhu. Okay, let's prepare for the blessing, okay?